You know, on a side note, man, I've been sitting here just trying to think about why have I been having a hard time getting through this game and why I take so many breaks. And honestly, I guess a part of me figured I was going to be playing a lot more with other people, and I haven't been. And I have a free company, and I think that the people are amazing. Honestly, I just never get to play with them because they're always really busy doing other things, or they're just not on. And so, I mean, they're all completely ahead of me, and they're usually grinding or doing things that people do that are basically in the end game of 14. So I always feel like I'm kind of like imposing on them. And I mean, and when they do play, like they're really cool, right? But I think that I feel like It's like they. It's more like we're just like rushing through it, you know. Like they want to help me, but it's like, oh, let's get through this, you know. And then they go back to doing their stuff, which is cool. It's not a bad thing. It's just that I've realized that I was thinking about it today, and I realized that you know what, I really just have to come at this game like it's a single player game. And if I come at it like that, then I'm good because I love single player games. And honestly, 14 actually kind of plays like a single player with an MMO dynamic. And the more I listen to other people talk about 14, I feel like that's kind of the general consensus is that it's not like WoW. It's it's not like an MMO with a story component. It's like a story with an MMO component. So it's like the exact opposite. So honestly, I think honestly that's how I'm gonna have to go about it because even like friends that I have, in real life beyond my free company, like they're just not playing the game, and the ones that have played the game, they're like I'm further than they are. So like I mean they don't play that often or if at all anymore. So I don't know. It's just one of those things where I've had to like kind of change my mindset of how I'm gonna play this game, and otherwise it just bums me out because like in World Monster Hunter World, and this is the thing. I think Monster Hunter World kind of like changed my. It changed. It definitely changed my life. It definitely changed the way I think about online gaming because I never played online games before that. I never wanted to. I never wanted to play with other people, and then Monster Hunter World came around, and at first, even then, I was still hesitant, and then I met people, started making friends, started like playing online with people, and I realized, holy crap, this is really fun. And I can play Monster Hunter World by myself. Like I love that game. That's my favorite game of all time. Um, but when I played Monster Hunter Rise and then like the expansion Sunbreak, especially because it's on Switch, it just man, it really bummed me out playing that game because I just didn't have a whole bunch of people to play with. I had like one or two friends from World that came over to play that, but the rest of them didn't want to, I mean, obviously I get it, they're not going to buy a Switch just to play that game, you know? But now they're playing it because it's on PlayStation, but I've already played thousands of hours into Sunbreak. At least maybe it's not thousands, maybe it's like hundreds of hours because I got through Rise fairly fast and easy, and I got through Sunbreak pretty fast and easy, and I hated the end game, and so I stopped playing. And so like if any of my friends were to contact me now and be like, hey, like you want to play on PlayStation, I'd be like, I love you, but I can't, man. Like I don't like that game. Like it's not the same as World. Like it just doesn't have the immersion. It's missing a lot of components. But back to my main point was that like I guess like I came into this game thinking, well, it's an MMO. There's gonna be lots of people. I'm gonna meet all sorts of people, and this is gonna be amazing and fun. And I'm gonna be like hanging out with people all the time. And it has just not been that. This is not like this experience has almost been horrible in that regard. And so like it's kind of bummed me out. And so like there'll be times I just take breaks from Final Fantasy 14 because like to be fair, like the story is really good, but it's slow, man. It's super slow. It doesn't play exactly like a single player because it's an MMO. So like the story is longer because you're doing a lot of fetch questing, doing a lot of things, running around back and forth, and so it's kind of like very, it kind of moves at a snail pace for me. And so then it's like, well, dang, like this would be a lot more fun if I was playing with people that were kind of in the same place that I was, and we were playing the game together, playing the story together. I think that would be fun, you know. And I thought that's what MMOs were supposed to be. So like I've had to this basically even today. I was just thinking about, why am I not playing this game? Why am I not having fun? I just had to reframe and say, you know what, man, I just gotta play the game and play it like it's a single player. And if I get to play with people, cool. And if I don't, whatever, man. Because in reality, I've gotten through all the main content fairly without any kind of issue. The biggest issues that I've had are just like queue, like long queues, you know, like stuff like that sometimes. But now, like, you can even go in with the NPCs, so it's not even that big of an issue now. Granted, I don't know how good the NPCs programming is, so I don't know if they're head and shoulders, if they're comparable to like a real team of people, or if they're comparable. I don't know. Like I don't know. I mean, I think I've lost one time with an NPC party, but I think it was also mainly because I also didn't know my role, like my tanking role in that particular fight, like the things that I needed to look for. And then like after I realized what I needed to do, I think that the fight went down pretty well. So I don't know. It's just one of those things where I've had to change my mindset completely on this game. Completely. Have to play it single player. And honestly, I'm having fun again because in reality, I really like this game. I like the story. Can't say I really like Shadowbringers right now. Can't wait for Endwalker. I think it's because it's an MMO, and I think because it moves slowly, it's been off-putting. Because I've been having different expectations than maybe I should have, or maybe my expectations have been, maybe they're actually been let down because maybe it's not what I thought it would be. Because like I said, like, okay, for instance, so in World, there was like a chat in the online session that you were on, and there's like 16 people that can be in a lobby. And so there would be times I would just hear random people talking in the lobby. And then they'd be talking about something that I was interested in talking about, and I would talk to them, and there you go, boom, I got a friend or people to play with. In this game, it's like, I guess I gotta read the novice channel network if I want to like talk to people, you know. And half the time people are just talking about random things, you know, and half of it I don't even know what they're talking about because it's either like end game stuff, or it's, which I'm basically trying to ignore because I don't want to know what you're talking about. Or they're just talking about coordinates or random things. I have no idea what they're talking about. I really just don't. So every now and then someone will say something and I'm like, oh, cool. But maybe I'm just not reaching out enough. Maybe I should just be like, hey, new person in Shadowbringers, like, anybody want to like play this? You know, I don't know. Like, maybe I'm just not asking the right questions. If you have any suggestions, you can leave them in the comments section, because I'm just out of ideas. I'm out of ideas of how to make this kind of like the MMO experience that I was wanting it to be, you know, where I'm getting to play with people and, you know, have like a crew, like, you know, that everyone always talks about MMOs, like they're like, oh yeah, I'm like my team, like we have so much fun, and like we've had so many experiences together, and yeah, we've even met each other in real life, you know, when we go to like the big events and stuff like that, you know, and then we finally got to meet each other, like things like that, you know. Like, I'm not saying I gotta meet you in person or anything like that, but I'm saying that I think it would be a cool experience to, you know, get to meet people, you know, that are kind of down the same road that I'm at in this game. You know, people that are just starting the game, or people that have been in the game for a little bit like me, but are not like high experts, you know, and could you imagine like us going through the game and then like us going through ultimates together and other things like that, and just being able to look back and say, man, remember when we sucked, and look where we're at now. You know, those are kind of things I kind of want. So like, if you have any suggestions, leave them in the comment section. I'm all I'm completely open for suggestions, and maybe I'm just not looking at things the right way, or maybe I'm not looking in the right places. So anyhow, that was my late bloomer talk. Thank you.